Hey guys and gals, Froggy here. I'm going to show you how I'm taking off the rear sway bar on my C5 Z06, and this is called a T1 bar. It's a racing sway bar, so it's stiffer even than a original C5Z or even an original C6Z sway bar. So I'm taking it off of my C5. I'm going to put it on my C6 Z06. So just a little quickie video, show you how it's coming off. I jacked the car up. I put the jack under the cross beam there, which supports the differential and transmission in the case of this car. And then I put a couple of jack stands in there, and the reason is so the jack stands will just give me more space to crawl around under there. And also you'll notice that I'm leaving the wheels on because I don't need to take them off, and because that's also makes it a little bit safer. If the jack stand was to fail, it would just come down on the tire and maybe bump me in the head a little bit. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to get my air gun, and I think this should come off pretty quick. I think it makes sense to take off the end links first, so I'm using I'm not going to always give you all the wrench sizes because you guys and gals can figure that out. I'm trying to speed up these videos a little bit. But anyway, this is 19mm on both sides, and you'll notice there are some spacers. The spacers are so that the ball joints, see the ball joints on the link, so that they can work correctly and so the sway bar can move around correctly. The T1 bars have 3 adjustments on the back. The later ones, the earlier ones, I think only had 1 hole. Then they went to 3 holes. So that's the driver's side, and now I'll go over and get the passenger side, and then I'll get these parts in the middle. And I'll lay it out next to some other sway bars. Here's the passenger side with the spacers installed. So I just wanted to show you, you want spacers on either side of the ball, okay, so that it can move. I don't know if I can move this one with my hand because it's, you know, it's kind of loaded now, but there's a top one too, so you can see spacers so this can move around. You don't need a spacer there, obviously. You don't need a spacer back there. Okay? And I think I did put a steel flat washer in here. I forget why, but it was, I think, to just make this match up better with the spacer, so the spacer didn't... Oh, I know why. It was, this is a steel spacer, and so the spacer didn't dig into the aluminum alloy link on this control arm. That's why I put that. I thought it was a good idea to put that steel washer there. Okay. I'll show you one other thing. These wear out if they're not high quality. These are high quality ones. Look at how there's still some tightness there, which is a good thing. You do not want this loose. So that means that ball joint is still good. And I think probably all these ball joints are still good. I'll check them when I get it out. Let me show you one other thing. You want to be able to twist your sway bar in the bushings. So I can move that, but it's not sloppy or loose. I've got this space. I've got some steel spacers here and here so that this clamp would not clamp down too tight on the sway bar and prevent it from moving freely. So this is something you might think about doing, to kind of custom fit this bushing to the bar so that it's just right. It's not too loose, it's not too tight. Be very careful with this one up here. Well, both of them, but especially this one, because it's threaded into this cradle. And if you bugger up those threads, you're going to be really screwed. So just be careful. This should be the first one that goes back in when you're putting it all back together with the new sway bar, so that it goes in easy. You're not fighting anything or cross-threading anything. Okay? And this is part of your control arm connection, this one here. So these all have to be torqued to spec. I might give you the torque spec if I have it. So there are 3 rear sway bars for a C5 or a C6 Corvette. Well, that one's for 2000. That's original, what comes on a 2004 or other years. That's a C6 z06 Corvette control arm, which you can back date and put it on a C5 if you want to do that. I'm not getting into why you should or shouldn't, or what you should do. This is just install, uninstall. And that's a T1 bar. All these bars are hollow bars for the Corvette original equipment ones. Guys tell you they're solid. Don't believe them. They don't know what they're talking about. They're hollow bars. The ends of them are pressed together when they're manufactured. And as you can see on the T1 bar, you have adjustments, so you can lengthen it or shorten it. Lengthening and shortening has to do with making it stiffer or softer. The shorter it is, the stiffer it is. The longer it is, the softer it is. Okay? And I've been told, and I think it's true, you don't have to have that set on the same hole on both sides. So you actually have like 5 different settings to this bar, not 3 settings. At least that's what I've been told. I'm going to research that a little bit and see if it's true or not. One other thing, these bushings are specific to each bar because each bar is a different diameter. So they're not interchangeable. You got to get the right bushings for the right bars. Okay, so here's some data for you. I use that electronic caliper right there, and I'm giving you the inches and the millimeters. So, and the top one, C5, off my original C5 2004 Z06, and that's a C6 Z06 bar that I bought, and that's a T1 bar that I bought. Now, what does this tell you? All it tells you is the diameters. It doesn't really tell you the stiffness because I don't have the thickness of the tube of metal that the bars are made out of. That T1 bar, for example, might be a thicker tube than the C6 Z06, or it might not. I really don't know. Please post down in the comments if you think you know. And give your credentials or the source where you're getting this from. I want to stay very factual on this. It does tell me that for the bushings on these two, remember I said they were unique to every one? Well, that's only 1 millimeter difference, so I think those bushings should probably fit either one. It may or may not be the same part number, I don't know. But I am putting the T1 on my new Corvette, and I'm putting that C5 original one back on my original Corvette because I'm going to be selling it eventually. I'm probably going to wrap this up. I've showed you how they come off. You just do the reverse to put them back on, and I also told you to be careful of that bolt that is threaded into the cradle. Don't cross thread that or you'll be sorry. Okay, give me a thumbs up or a like if this helps you out. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. And no, I don't really have part numbers on all these things, so don't ask me for part numbers, but I think you can probably Google them given the information that I am providing to you. Okay, be safe, have fun, see you later. Froggy out, bye-bye. Okay, here you go. So, the insulator thing, the lower is 70, the upper is 49, and the link is 53 on both of them. So there you go.